Hello and welcome to UTSRC. Today I'm going to look at a little tips and tricks on how to make your rig look weathered straight from the trail. Let's get on it. Okay, so you may remember from the video of the FMS FCX24, the Discovery. Well, I actually did a deal with my pal, Mr. Andy Robinson RC, and this rig is now mine. So I am free to do what I want to it. It will be getting some accessories on the top, that's a must. But for now, I thought I best get it weathered because no truck on the Camel series ever looks that clean. Yes, the tyres are a bit mucky because I've had it on the course. I've been having another play. But I thought it's about time we make it look like it's been put through its paces. So let's get on it. I'll show you what you're going to need for this. Let's make a start. Righty-ho. So for this, you are going to need some paints. Now these are acrylic paints. You can do them as well with these things. Okay, these are the rust and corrosion set. Can't even say it. Rust and corrosion sets. These are the pigments, so you would mix these with airbrush thinner or any other type of thinners that you use. But I think on this occasion we may just use the acrylic paints. So I have got here some raw sienna and some burnt umber, obviously two different types of brown. You will need a paintbrush, a Sharpie, black, optional. You will need some thinners. Now this is airbrush thinners, so I'm pretty sure that will do. Some scourers and something obviously to mix your paint in. So the first thing you want to do from your scouring pads, just cut yourself a little manageable piece. You don't have to have the whole sheet because you're only going to do a small area. So get yourself a little piece of scouring pad, and on the truck all you need to do is just rub it on the surfaces just to take a little bit of the shine off, because what you want to do is you want to make as much as it can stick. And all this will do is we'll take that surface down just ever so slightly, just makes it look duller and a little bit scratched. It doesn't show up very well. Compare it to the bonnet. Right, let's do half the bonnet and you can see what I mean. Go over the stickers as well, that's fine. Don't have to press on too hard. All you're doing is taking off that top coat, and you see there, shiny, not so shiny, shiny, not so shiny. Okay, so basically go over the whole vehicle, just taking a little bit of that shine off. Okay, so once you've done that, you can still keep hold of this. There's still plenty of life left in that, so if you want to weather any of your other vehicles, you can do. So we'll just stick that to one place for the time being. Next thing, take hold of your black Sharpie. Now for this, just like to put a little bit of black on each of the wheels, or on the wheel hubs should I say, or the wheel bolts. We'll get there in the end. Not a lot, just so it just gives the wheels just a little bit something extra. Okay, so go around, do all the wheels, just put a little dot on top of each. Doesn't have to be perfectly neat because you are going to be going over it with paint shortly. Okay. And that wheel up as well. Don't forget you've got a spare on the back as well. just like so. There you go. Okay, for the next step, you're going to require two more bits. You're going to need a piece of paper, tissue paper, toilet paper, kitchen roll, whatever you've got to hand. I've also got this. It's actually a painting sponge, and it just gives you effects. It's a bit like, obviously, a sponge. In fact, a sponge would probably do it as well. Just tear some off, just so you get a little bit of a textured edge. You probably get more of a texture like that with a sponge. Obviously, this one's a little almost furry. So basically, when you've put your paint on the sides, you can go around and just dab it. This will give you a bit of a textured effect. This will take off and also give you textured effects as well. So by all means, try both. If you haven't got one of these, don't worry about it. Tissue will just be as good. So we're going to start with the Burnt Umber. Just put a little bit of this into your tray. You do not need a lot. Okay. I would say about that much. Then get your airbrush thinners. Put that into the middle. Make a little pool of it. And then take your paintbrush. Take a little bit of the paint into the paintbrush. And just up the sides, just start to create a wash with that paint. A little bit more in just to make it a little bit more darker. And then basically all you do, get hold of the truck and paint it on. Just paint it on. Go over the stickers, over the wing mirrors. Like so. So then all we do is we get foam. In fact, I'll do it with this. As you can see, gives a more mottled effect. Okay. So we've hit it with that. And if you want to, if there's too much on there, you can dab it and you can just take some away so it's not quite as intense. It just looks a little bit more grubby as opposed to bright yellow. Bit of a difference. Okay, let's carry on. Again, a little bit more paint back into the thinners and then straight back onto the bodywork. So, dab it in places with the sponge again. there's too much on for you. Literally, just dab it, and that will give you a much more even look. If you find that you've put it on a little bit too thick, you can always take some thinners and really dull it down a bit. Makes it go a lot more thinner, hence the word thinners. Take your cloth and just dab it, and it takes a lot of the paint out. There we go. That looks so much better. I think what we'll do now is put some on of these skateboards, or whatever they're called. Not skateboards, escape boards. Quite a lot on there so it gets into all the nooks and the crannies. Get our tissue, dab it in places, just so it doesn't really come out too well in the light, but it is a lot better than that side. That's issue. Give it a dab. Well, there we go. Unweathered Discovery. I think what I'll try and do, we'll put a bit of the lighter on now, and we'll just put some lighter bits in places, and then we'll see how we are at the end. We'll come back to you in a second. Okay, so I've added the lighter browns as well in places, but there we have the weathered disco. I've put the lighter brown shades on the bonnet, as you can see there. But try to think, if you were driving your own car, try to think how the dirt would react, so you're more likely to get it in runs off the front of the bonnet and off the arches, and down the bottom you're sort of likely to get it flicking upwards as opposed to just going sort of along or just splattered. But as you can see, I've done sort of little accent colours of the brown on the I always wonder what these are called. I can never remember the names. If you can remember the name of them, or you know what they're called, please put it in the comments, because I struggle. But it just looks so much better weathered. It looks the part. It looks the part. Now then, if I can, because you'll notice I don't actually have any windscreen wipers, but I will show you a trick now in how to get the wipers clearing the dirt off the windscreen. So here's a little tip on how to get the wiper blades looking like it's removing the dirt from the windscreen. So because I don't have any windscreen wipers, I'm sort of going at this a little bit blind, so I need to figure out where my wiper blades would be. Let's just, there is the window edge there. Okay, so that's the edge that I need. So let me draw out where I think these go, and I will be back to you in a mo. Right, so I think I've got it roughly where I need it. It's not going to be exact, but you know, it's just more for representational purposes. So we need to take that off. We need to cut the masking out and put it back onto the windscreen. And there you go. It doesn't come out very well. You can't see it too well on the camera, but that is the general effect that you can make by masking up the front windows just so it looks like that is where the windscreen wipers go. Cool. You could also go one step further. Go back to this stuff. Mark the windows. It looks like the windows are aged, and you can see you've got the swipe marks from the windscreen wipers. So there you go, guys, something really quite simple can transform your rig to something that looks pretty damn cool. And if you want to, again, you can go over the wheel hubs, or the wheel nuts should I say. And in fact, I think we'll do that in a minute, just to make those wheels pop a little bit more. But all in all, I am pretty chuffed with that. Quick video on how to turn your scale rig into an even better scale rig. I am pretty pleased with that. I'm just now going to go and put it in the sun, let all that paint dry, and then I think we'll go and get in the shed. Anyway, that'll do for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.